Good morning, students. This lecture will be divided into two parts, thyroid hormone and then anti-thyroid drugs will be taken separately. I am myself Dr. Ghulam Mohammad Loon, Associate Professor of Pharmacology, Dr. R.K. GMCH, Hamirpur. Thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone consists of mainly two, glands, two secretions. Thyroxine is a tetraiodothyronine is T4 and triiodothyronine is T3 are secreted by the thyroid gland. T4 is less active precursor of T3. The other hormone calcitonin is secreted by parafollicular cells. Calcium regulation, which makes the calcium regulation in our body, will be dealt separately. And the synthesis, storage, and secretion. The thyroid hormones are synthesized and stored in thyroid follicles. Principal source of the iodine is diet. The main steps of the synthesis of thyroid hormones are uptake. Number one, of plasma iodide by thyroid cells by ATP with the help of NIS, that we call as sodium iodide symporter. Number two is the oxidation of iodide to iodonium by thyroperoxidase enzyme with the help of the hydrogen peroxide. Number three is the iodination. These bind to tyrosine residues of the thyroglobulin Tg to form monoiodotyrosine, that we call as the MIT, and diiodotyrosine, that we call as the DIT. And then we have coupling last. This is the fourth one. Pairs of MIT and DIT are coupled to T3. Pairs of DIT and DIT to form the T4, catalyzed by the same peroxidase enzyme. Then storage. Tg containing iodinated tyrosine residues are stored in the follicles. Then release. The T4 and T3 are released into the circulation. Then how it is regulated? Regulation. The thyroid secretion is regulated by TSH secreted by the anterior pituitary and TRH from the hypothalamus. Normally about 70 to 90 microgram of T4 and 15 to 30 microgram T3 are secreted daily. So T3 is more important because it is only 50 to 30 microgram. In the peripheral tissue, most of the secreted T4 is converted to T3, which is the active form. So T4 is converted to T3, then it is active. So we have T4 and T3. Now actions. Thyroid hormones influence several body functions. Number one, essential for normal growth, development, function, and maintenance of all tissues. Congenital deficiency occurs in cretinism. Number two, metabolic functions. Increased metabolic rate, BMR, is increased body temperature rise. So we call this as a sclerogenesis. Enhances carbohydrate metabolism with increased utilization of the sugars by the tissues, glycogenolysis and glycogenesis. Therefore, in hyperthyroidism, there is a hyperglycemia also. Now, action is continued. Number third is protein metabolism. Excess thyroid hormones are catabolic and proteins are used to generate energy in hyperthyroidism. There is a negative nitrogen balance, tissue wasting, and weight loss. Number four, it stimulates lipolysis by potentiating the effect of the lipolytic hormone. They facilitate erythropoiesis. Number six, thyroid hormones are essential for normal functioning of the CNS. Mental retardation is seen in cretinism, skeletal muscle weakness in vexillemia, cardiovascular system, reproductive system, and GIT system. Hypothyroid patients are constipated while hyperthyroids have diarrhea because of the sympathetic. Then mechanism of action. Thyroid hormones act by specific receptors like steroid receptors. T3 enters into the cells, bind to receptor, and T3 receptor complex moves to the nucleus where it binds to the DNA, activates gene transcription, and regulates protein synthesis. So these are called the steroid receptors. Now pharmacokinetics. T4 and T3 well absorbed with bioavailability that called as F, 80% for T4 and 95% for T3. Both bound to plasma proteins. The free metabolize it in the liver and excrete it in the bile. Hepatic microsomal enzyme inducers hasten the metabolism of the thyroid hormone. So half-life of T4 is 6 to 7 days and half-life of T3 is 1 to 2 days. So pharmacokinetics is continued. In hyperthyroidism, both T3 and T4 are metabolized faster and their half-lives get shorter. So T3 is 3 to 5 times more potent, that I have already told you, than T4 and acts faster. So what are the preparations? Both T3 and T4 given orally. Levothyronine is also available for IV administration for use in myxedema coma. T3 is reserved for emergency because of its fast onset of action and shorter half-life. T4 is preferred to T3 for therapeutic use except in emergency because number one, T3 has rapid onset of action with risk of the precipitating angina, arrhythmia or cardiac failure because of the CAMP. T4 is longer acting, used once daily and gets slowly converted to T3, thus provide both T3 and T4. Preparations continue. Stability of the T4. We have its IV form and it is of the lower cost. We have tablets L-thyroxine, levothyroxine. The preparations are L-troxin, Thyronorm, and the preparation is 25, 50, 100 micrograms. Injectables, we have L-thyroxine, sodium 200 and 500 micrograms. Stored in the dark bottles to avoid spontaneous deiodination. So that is why there are the amber glass bottles. It should be stored there. That is why amber bottles containers are there. Now uses. Both thyroxine and triiodothyronine are available, but T4 is more commonly used. Levothyroxine is synthetic T4 and levothyronine is synthetic T3 and both given orally. Now replacement therapy. We give this in the cretinism, maybe sporadic or endemic. Extreme deficiency of the iodine can result in endemic cretinism. Treatment should be started immediately to avoid mental retardation. Early detection and treatment produce dramatic results with normal physical and mental development. Levothyroxine. 25 micrograms per day is started and treatment monitored by clinical response and TSH levels. The requirement increases with age. 50 micrograms per day from 6 to 12 months to 75 micrograms per day up to 5 years. So this is the dosing schedule, because when the age is low, when the age is very less, the dose is less. So when there's a growth, because we use this in the neonates, in the children, so by weight we have to give. So up to the 5 years, then we have 100 micrograms per day up to 18 years and 100 to 200 micrograms per day in adults. Replacement should be continued lifelong. Now hypothyroidism. In adults results from decreased thyroid activity and can reverse by appropriate activity and treatment. Treatment is started with levothyroxine 50 micrograms daily and increased gradually every 2 to 3 weeks depending on the plasma TSH level, because this is the biomarker TSH level. A daily maintenance dose of 100 to 200 micrograms may be required in most patients. In patients with ILD, ischemic heart disease, treatment is started with much smaller doses because they can precipitate to avoid angina, because they can precipitate the angina and myocardial infarction. So larger doses are required in a pregnancy. So we have a disease, myxedema, is a medical emergency. It may be precipitated by infection, trauma, inadequate treatment or response to cold, clinical features including hypothermia, hypoglycemia, hypoventilation, lactic acidosis, and coma. Treatment we give, blood may be drawn for hormone estimation, but treatment should be started immediately. We can draw it for emergency purpose, but start the treatment immediately. So IV we can give thyroxine 300 to 500 microgram or levothyroxine 100 microgram TDS 3 times daily. Should be given with prophylactic corticosteroids to avoid adrenal insufficiency. So we have to supplement the corticosteroids as well. Gradual warming, prophylactic antibiotics, ventilator support, correction of the fluid, and electrolyte balance are all important. Myxedema with coronary artery disease. If myxedema is rapidly corrected, patients with coronary artery disease, the sudden increase in myocardic workload could result in angina, arrhythmia, or even MI. Hence, hypothyroidism should be gradually corrected in these patients. Whenever possible, coronary artery disease should be treated before hypothyroidism. Subclinical hypothyroidism. So we should know these terms. With elevated TSH and normal thyroid hormone levels is often seen. They need constant TSH monitoring because here the monitoring schedule is very important. And in patients with very high level of TSH greater than 10 or in certain conditions like pregnancy, dyslipidemia, psychiatric disorders and infertility are seen, thyroid gene replacement is recommended. Very important. So number second, non-toxic goiter could be endemic or sporadic goiter. Decrease in production of the thyroid hormones result in elevated TSH level, stimulating the thyroid gland enlargement. So administration of T4 suppresses TSH production and the goiter regress through the extent varies. Iodine deficiency should be corrected. So thyroid carcinoma also we give. Third, post-operatively high dose of T4 induces TSH suppression, which in turn reduces the risk of tumor cell proliferation. Then thyroid nodule. Certain benign function nodules regress with TSH is suppressed by T4 therapy. Non-functional nodules and those non-responsive to TSH that are associated with low TSH levels don't respond and should not be with levothyroxine. T4 therapy should be stopped if the nodule does not decrease in size within 6 months, as well as when it stops regressing of the initial dose. Then we have fifth, papillary carcinoma of thyroid. This type of cancer is responsible to TSH in non-resectable cases because we need not then surgery. Full dose of T4 suppress endogenous TSH production and may induce temporary regress. Then we give in miscellaneous types. Use for following without any rationale: refractory anemia, mental depression, menstrual disorders, infertility not corrected by the usual treatment, chronic non-healing ulcers, obstinate constipations, not to be used for obesity and as a hypocholesteremic agent. We have other use of these. Now, factors affecting oral levothyroxine therapy. Drugs that decreases bioavailability of levothyroxine of absorption site. We have aluminum containing antacids. We have PPIs, sucralfate, bile acid sequestrants, like we have cholestyramine, cholesterol, calcium carbonate, generally effect small, phosphate binders, raloxifene, we have SERMs. These selective estrogen receptor modulators for breast cancer we give, iron salts, food, lactose. That is why taking empty stomach. That is why we have to take this, empty stomach early in the morning before breakfast. Drugs that increase metabolism. Now there is a CA4 induction, and then the bioavailability will be decreased. Like in the rifampicin, we give in the tuberculosis, we have to increase the dose. Carbamazepine, phenytoin, and sertraline, because these are the inducers. When these patients, epileptic patients or antipsychotics, we have to increase the dose of the levothyroxine because of the induction. Impaired T4 to T3 conversion by amiodarone. Amiodarone we give as antiarrhythmic, and T4 to T3 conversion is impaired. So at that time we have to take the dose into consideration, how much we have to give. And drugs, factors that decrease levothyroxine dosage. Dosage requirement, advancing age more than 65 years, androgen therapy in women. So drugs that may decrease TSH without changing free T4 in levothyroxine treated patients, that we have to give metformin. So we have to decrease the TSH without the changing. So hypothyroidism in pregnancy we can discuss over here. Increased serum content of TBG by estrogen. So in the pregnancy, TBG, thyroglobulins, they are being induced by estrogen. So T3 secreted by thyroid, the T4 to T3 peripherally by deiodination accounts almost 80% of the circulating T3. So when T3 is low in pregnancy, hypothyroidism is produced. So screening very important in pregnancy. So we have to screen the patients, pregnant ladies. This produces deleterious effect in neonates. A common cause of underactive thyroid is pregnancy woman is Hashimoto disease, that we call thyroiditis. So this autoimmune disease occurs when immune system forms antibodies, that is immune proteins that attack the thyroid. This disease occurs 2 to 3 out of every 100 pregnancies. If we have 100 pregnancies, 2 to 3 women are because of this autoimmune disease. So if a pregnant woman is hypothyroid, a doctor should increase the dose of the thyroxine. If a patient is already on thyroxine, so we have to increase the dose after tests are performed. TSH levels should be performed 4 to 6 weeks after each adjustment of the dose of levothyroxine. So we have to make these estimations very important. After delivery, if the mother is hypothyroidic, the levothyroxine can be changed back to pregnancy level. So after the delivery is done, so we have to give the dosage as per norms as the patient was taking previously. This is followed by TSH checked of about 6 weeks later. So isolated hypothyroxemia during pregnancy defined by a low serum free T4 concentration and normal TSH concentration has been associated with adverse neurocognitive development in the offspring. So if there is a, I would say we have to screen the pregnant woman. If we will not screen and the hypothyroidism is because of the high level of the TSH. So during pregnancy we have to see the pre-T4 levels, and normal TSH concentration has been associated with adverse neurocognitive development in the offspring. So soon after the delivery we have to take the tests for the offspring and we can find out. So myxedema coma, I am here again enumerating. It is a rare syndrome that represents the extreme expression of the severe long-standing hypothyroidism. Precipitating factors are infection, congestive heart failure (CHF), medical non-compliance. Myxedema coma occurs in elderly during winter months, having hypothermia, respiratory depression, and decreased consciousness. Treatment is lowering dose of the levothyroxine, 200 to 400 micrograms, followed by full replacement dose. Some give 10 microgram IV followed by 2.5 to 10 microgram every 8 hours until patient is stable and conscious. Ventilatory support with blankets, correction of the hyponatremia, and treatment of the precipitating cause. Treatment with IV glucocorticosteroid that I have already mentioned in the glucocorticoid section is recommended until coexisting adrenal insufficiency is excluded. So congenital hypothyroidism is a state resulting from an absent or underdeveloped thyroid gland, or one that has developed but cannot make thyroid hormone. It could be premature birth, thyroid disease in the mother, or the medicines the mother had during pregnancy. Therapy instituted within the first 2 weeks of life. Normal physical and mental development can be achieved. Treatment to normalize serum T4, congenital hypothyroid infant, initial dose of levothyroxine is given 10 to 15 microgram per kg. Rapid normalization important in infants than severe hypothyroidism. Severe hypo, we give 15 microgram per kg. Free T4 and TSH is performed 2 to 4 weeks after treatment is instituted. Every 1 to 2 months in first 6 months, every 2 to 3 months between 6 months, and 3 years and 6 years, 6 to 12 months from age 3 years until the end of the growth. So this schedule we have to make for the, how we can treat and how we should do the T3, T4, TSH levels. Adverse effects of thyroid hormone. Overtreatment and or similar to the consequence of the hyperthyroidism. And excess of the thyroid hormone can increase the risk of the atrial fibrillation, especially in the elderly, and can increase the risk of the osteoporosis, especially in postmenopausal women. So now we have lab tests also. T3 free level, T3, T4, TSH we do. Free T4 index. What is free T4 index? Is a surrogate of the free hormone level. Free T4 index is the product of the T3 resin uptake and total T4 levels. So we have also RAIU, radioactive iodine uptake tests. And then we have thyroid scan for Graves' disease, toxic nodular goiter, toxic adenoma. We also do radioisotope is contraindicated. Blood tests we do TSH receptor binding antibodies, thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins, human chorionic gonadotropin HCG, ESR, color Doppler, whole body radioactive scan. Common symptoms of the hypo and hyperthyroidism. Hypothyroidism, whole body, we have fatigue, lethargy or feeling cold, development delayed puberty or slow growth, hair loss or dryness. Common we have brittle nails, constipation, dry skin, enlarged thyroid, high cholesterol, irregular uterine bleeding, irritability, sensitivity to cold, sexual dysfunction, slow heart rate, sluggishness or weight gain, depression, decreased sweating. Now, hyperthyroidism, but I am taking the separate class for hyperthyroidism. That will be only anti-hyperthyroidism drugs or hyperthyroid inhibitor drugs. Now we have taken the whole body. Excessive sweating we have, excessive hunger, fatigue, heat intolerance, behavioral hyperactivity, irritability, restlessness, heart abnormal heartbeat, fast heart, palpitation, mood swings will be there, nervousness or panic attack. Eyes abnormal, protrusion of eyes or puffy eyes in hyperthyroidism. Menstrual, irregular menstruation or short and light menstruation. Sleep difficulty, falling asleep or insomnia. Common, we have weight loss, diarrhea, hair loss, muscle weakness, tremor or warm skin. So this was all about the